Wheels, wheels, wheels. Yeah, right now I've got a whole bunch of different wheels in my queue to test and review. Today we're going to take a look at something completely different. It's from Momentum Boards and they're called the Hollow Wheels Pro. Welcome back, I'm Tony, and yeah, these wheels are something completely different than any skateboard wheel that I've ever seen or used. And I've been riding since I was 5 or 6, I'm just over 50 now. And I think that was exactly the goal with Momentum Boards when they were making these wheels. I know it was a long journey of R&D and discovery and all of that stuff. Doug is the owner of Momentum Boards, and I believe it took something like 2 or 3 years just to get the first version of these out. These are wheels that come apart, they have an insert in there, just all kinds of stuff to make them completely, they are actually hollow and completely different from any other skateboard wheel that's out there. So real quick, before we get into what's in the package and everything, on the website it says Hollow Wheels Pro was designed for maximum grip. And I would say that that is exactly what they are. They're not made of exactly urethane. He was inspired by Formula One racing and the wheels that are on those and the camber of them and even the material itself. So these are almost like race car wheels. This compound allows for predictable riding at the limit of grip, allowing you to dance around the limit of grip and seamlessly transition into board drifts. It possesses excellent board control skills. Like any high grip tire, it will wear faster than regular hollow wheels. The rate of wear is dependent on your weight and riding style. So they say it's going to give you a 20% increase in comfort. We'll get into that. 30% increase in high cornering grip, adjustable suspension. You can tweak the wheels with suspension inserts to get your perfect ride. Increases top speed over smaller wheels. Great battery range, minimal impact compared to 110mm wheels. And one order comes with 4 individual wheels. In the tech specs, there's something that's pretty important. It says max rider and board weight, 190 pounds. Your warranty will be voided if you're above the weight. This is a strict guideline. Well, I picked one of my lighter boards because I weigh 195, so I'm not looking to, get them replaced or anything. I just wanted to make sure that I was riding it as close to what their recommended is. So there you go. So if you're a heavier rider, not for you. Variable diameter, 105mm and 95mm. So on the inside, it's 105mm and 95 on the outside. You'll see when I show you. Contact width is 65mm. 80A durometer, minimal chunking for more durability. Now with these Hollow Wheel Pro, the insert, the red insert, and all the little inserts that go for that is an extra purchase. You can buy it all together as a bundle though. It's got a whole thing on here about high grip engineering. The wheels have integrated negative camber for faster turn in response and higher cornering grip. It's designed like a Formula One race car. As you corner harder, you unlock more contact patch when you need it. This reduces rolling resistance and increases range when you're cruising along. Now he has a whole lot more stuff on the website. I'll just let you look at that. I'll put a link down in the description for that. And I would say that it's definitely worth clicking the link to see his whole journey and the history with the R&D on these. It's pretty cool. Like I said, I've had these here for a couple of months. I had a cruise in there, I got COVID in there and all that stuff, but I did film here and there while I was going through all of that. So I'll include some of that footage here. I'm going to show you what's inside the box, and then we'll come back and give you my final conclusions. So first off, I want to say that the presentation on these is really fantastic. I mean, what a nice box and everything. It almost looks like an Apple product. Momentum Hollow Wheels. So HW1 mixed insert. So this is the full kit with all of the inserts and everything else. On the back of the box it says all the benefits of a big wheel with none of the drawbacks. The Hollow Wheel combines the best of both worlds of urethane and air-filled wheels. It has an adjustable suspension where you can fine-tune your ride. High cornering grip, diameter 105mm, and minimal battery range impact. Which is the talk on a lot of forums when it comes to cloud wheels. People go, yeah, I mean, they're great, but you're gonna lose some range. So minimal range impact would be good. Open her up. And we've got, we've got some stuff inside of here. A little card in here, and I know that he was inspired by Formula One. Doug is a big fan, and so he spent a lot of time. This is all developed just by him. I think that's pretty cool. And that's what it looks like. So these are your adjusters, this is your suspension ring, and you've got 2 parts to your wheel. They do have a little assembly guide in here, so that's nice. Read carefully this manual and try not to throw it away. It has crucial information. And they do go into some pretty good detail in here how to assemble them and use them, as well as some performance tips and tricks. And they've actually got videos listed in here that you can go and take a look at. And a large page back here for warranty policies. Now, as of this filming, I have taken them out and fiddled with them just to see what they're all about. but I haven't put them on a board yet. One of the reasons is because the board that I was going to put it on, the pulleys that I have, they do not fit in this ABEC situation here. So these are really tight. And when I asked Doug about it, he said, well, they should fit, 90 to 100% of them out there. Well, the two that I tried did not. One of them was from the Omni Drive and one of them was from a backfire board. I'm going to figure out which one I'm going to be able to use it with. But the wheels themselves look great. I mean, and they've got a nice kind of a tacky feel to them right off the bat, so that's nice. And they are indeed hollow wheels. Let's just show you here. I'm going to pull this one apart. That's kind of one of my concerns is what if I'm carving or going around a corner really tight or something and, I don't know, somehow this thing pops off of there? I haven't seen anybody saying that has happened on social media or anything like that, so just something that you might want to think about. Now this red part right here is actually optional. It is the suspension insert, so if you don't want that, you can actually ride these without it, which would make them a lot softer. So yeah, let's go ahead and take that out. And getting that out isn't the easiest thing. I took a screwdriver, kind of stuck it down in there and pried it out. You just got to work it out. It's got these little holes in it on this side of it, and this is pretty firm. Now without that in there, boy, these are really squishy. Let's just put this on here. This has to match up. You'll see that it's kind of got some little, I don't want to call them teeth, but they match up with the pattern that's inside there. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of go like that so we can see it. You can see down in there. We'll push it together. And you want to get that as tight as you can. Looking good. And yeah, I mean, dude, that's like almost like a tire on a car, right? It's squishy. So you could ride it without the insert. And then these little pins right here are what you would stick into this insert if you wanted to adjust the ride. And they have a guide video on that. I mean, you could fill them all in there. I would say though, if you're gonna do it, you gotta figure out a way to put them in there evenly so that you don't de-weight your wheel and have it flopping around. So maybe every third or fourth. I would suggest watching the video on that. I guess it'd be pretty much a trial and error type of situation. You want to figure out how much suspension you want. I'm going to start by using just the suspension ring without any suspension inserts in it. I'm going to push that all the way down in there. Pretty cool, man. I mean, even if they're not perfect, I love that he's thinking differently and wanting to make something that's going to give you comfort and it's going to give you grip. Got to get those lined up just right. There we go. So yeah, I'll start off with no pins in there and I'll decide later if I want to put any pins in it. Even with the suspension ring in there, they're still quite soft and flexible. So I'm going to initially go with the ring in there. Now you can actually take these off and service it while it's on the board just by taking the cap off and pulling it apart. So there we go. Well, this is interesting. I hadn't actually taken everything out of the box, just the two first wheels that I pulled out, and those were both ABEC. As it appears, they actually included one set of each in here. That's actually pretty cool. So I might have been able to use these earlier, but it was good to find out about the other ones. So with the red inserts in there, those are your suspension inserts. They handle really well. They feel a little bit more like a regular urethane wheel though. Now I have ridden it with the inserts taken out and it rides fine. Actually a lot softer than this. What I want to do is I want to take this down to some rougher asphalt that's down here. All right. And you can hear the hollowness of these wheels. And actually, it kind of makes them loud. So on rougher asphalt like this, with the inserts in there, there's a lot of vibration on this board. And yeah, I can feel my ankles tingling. I'll take a look at that contact down there. Now I hadn't filmed it, so I wanted to see what that would look like and if it flattens out at all. Let's just stop real quick here. So you can see that the inner part of the wheel is definitely, because of the shape of it, is definitely getting most of the contact, but the outside's getting some contact, and there's also some there in the, I guess that other third of the wheel or whatever it is. So they do okay on rough asphalt, but not great. You know, sometimes when you've got those urethane wheels and they'll skip a little bit because of all the bouncing and vibration, well, they did do that a little bit. But right now, I'm on like the perfect surface for these. It's nice and smooth. Yes. So it really kind of depends on what surfaces you often ride. If you're on rough stuff, not so great. If you're on nice smooth stuff like this, yeah. Some sidewalk cracks. Now we're coming up to one of those grates that as at the crosswalks, and let's see how this goes. I mean, when it goes over those, it sounds really, you can hear the hollowness. All right, well, let's take her over here. I think there's some decent sized cracks over here I can check it on. Yeah, here we go. I want to see how they deform over this. There's a pothole. Now, I haven't gone the full 50 miles that they state in their instructions for carving, but she sticks pretty darn good while carving just the same. All right, so these wheels being a different composition than standard wheels, it is kind of interesting when you give it the gas. Check it out. Do that again. Now, of course, that's not real great for your wheels, as you can see there, but I just wanted to show you as a demo purposes. So first I have to give Doug big ups for dreaming and thinking of something like this, because I would have never thought of it. You know, we've seen wheels with holes in the back of them. We've seen wheels like the AT wheels that I have, the airless rubber wheels. You know, they all have different concepts with holes and things like that. Well, he just made the whole tire hollow and then, you know, made it so you could put inserts and things in there. That's pretty cool. Now, comfort-wise, it was best for me when I didn't have any inserts inside the wheels, but they were almost too mushy though, you know? I mean, I would hit a bump and, you know, they're just almost too mushy. And for me, I felt like it was reducing my range. Not only that, the whole thought of that wheel mushing like that and maybe the cap popping off of there, it just made me uncomfortable. So I only rode it like that for a little bit. Then I put the red insert in there. Then I also tried it with the different poles stuck in there. You know, if you don't do it evenly, I mean, you can fill the whole thing if you want to. He's got a whole thing on how to do it and how to tune your ride. But if you don't do it evenly, you're going to throw it off balance because they're weighted and, well, they also make it stiffer. Now, I've only done a total of about 30 miles on these and I feel like they wear pretty quickly. You can buy new treads, the whole wheel, except for without the rest of the stuff in it, you know, the cap and all that, for only 18 bucks. So if you want to replace one, it's not that expensive. I think, yeah, $18.99. But in the instructions, it says to ride it at least 50 miles to get the best wear in on those and get the best grip. So, you know, maybe I didn't quite get there, and maybe that's part of it. They're supposed to wear just like you would on a Formula One tire. One of the reasons why I did that spin out is because I wanted to see what wear would be like after extended time. And it's wear, but that actually might make them grippier. These are one of the grippier wheels that I've tried, but that hollowness, they're loud to me. I mean, you know, because you can hear the from the loudness. As a matter of fact, when I had my camera down there, it's a good thing I had a microphone on, because you would have never heard my voice. So people are going to hear you coming. They're real good for sidewalks and things like that, but really not great for rough asphalt, because boy, I got a lot of vibration in there. Less vibration when I didn't have the red inserts in there, but again, the other caveats that I mentioned. My impression is that these would be great for somebody who does racing, like if you were on a, you know, on a racetrack, a nice smooth racetrack, or anywhere where there's nice smooth asphalt, that type of thing. But when you start adding other variables in there, they are, if you want to use comfort as like, I feel comfortable on this board being able to carve hard without having to worry about the wheels breaking or something, you know, the grip breaking or something, then yes, comfort is a big thing with these, but I don't think they're the most comfortable wheels I've ever ridden. That's just my opinion. But if you're a hard carver, you like to do tricks, you're going to be using these on a racetrack or something, because they are inspired by Formula One racing, these would be great. Now, I know that Doug is working on a hub drive version of these, so he'll have sleeves and, you know, these wheels for the front. And of course, he's also got other projects in the works. So look, I applaud him. I think he's doing great. And I think the fact that he's thinking outside of the wheel, if you will, is it's wonderful. And it's the kind of thing that moves our sport of electric skateboarding, e-skate, forward. And I can dig that. And again, this is one dude who's doing all this himself. He designs them. He gets them manufactured in China, but he has to go over there and oversee the production of them so that he gets them exactly how he wants. And then he does all the sales and distribution, the website and everything else. He might have one person working for him doing customer service, maybe one or two. I don't know, but kudos to you, Doug. That's a lot of work. So that's the Hollow Wheels Pro. You should check out his website, link below. He's also got some other stuff on the website. He's got parts, he's got belts and things like that. So if you don't want to wait for 3-4 weeks from China, he's got them for you, and he's right here in the US. It's Friday, and the weather is absolutely beautiful on the Outer Banks of North Carolina today, so I'm gonna get out and ride. I wanna thank you so much for your support here in the channel. It's been around since 2013. I've done a lot of stuff on this channel in the last few years. I've been doing more with electric skateboards, electric scooters, bikes, electric guitars, solar power, and solar generators. So if you haven't checked out my other content, I encourage you to do so. You might find something you like. Easiest way to support the channel is if you like what you see, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there and notification bell. Hit both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. I also have a thanks button down there. If you're so inclined, you can toss a couple bucks my way. The channel, I do everything here, just like Doug. Yeah, it's not inexpensive to run these, so any help I can get is always appreciated. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.